Good morning and welcome to Wake and Wellness, where our purpose is to help you embrace yours. Today, we're going to talk about trauma and repression, and I'm going to give you just a small scenario, but can still show the magnitude and the power of both of these things. So, not too long ago, I was wondering why I have not used or saged Palo Santo, anything like that, in quite some time, and I couldn't even remember it. And it wasn't until today I was just thinking, and the memory actually came back when I was sort of trailing back through what happened. And so once I had a friend, she had me over, invited me over to her friends. And so we were over there cooling in, chilling, smoking. And, me being ultra spiritual, I had my Palo Santo so I can sage. Wasn't to sage the place. Actually, I think it was to sage the place if I wanted to, but I was just gonna do it normal, just walk around and cleanse the energy, clear the space. And they were like, "Can you do it how you normally would?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm sort of good," because I already knew what the effect would be. I'm like, I ain't trying to get laughed at, and like typically it would just be a normal thing, like okay, whatever. Like you have to just brush it off, okay, laughed at. But that is something that's very sacred to me. And so me doing it, not one, I would have to, and I let them know like my mantra. And so that's already something. If I just let you know off bat because it's mine, it's not really for you unless you are to use it as your mantra. And so that was one thing. The second was when I actually, or the second was and is, it's a very sacred practice to me. So to have that happen and then not be regarded, and I was asked to do so, it was like, okay, it was, I don't know, a lot. And I didn't think about it until today, and it popped up. I was like, wow, that is the reason why I haven't smudged or sage, because I'm like, that was actually the last time that it happened. And that's coming from a repression of when something happens, like this case, okay, I'm saying my mantra and I'm walking around, I'm already feeling like like sweat coming down, like I don't want to do this in front of, because this is something that's sacred to me. This is my practice. But then to have them laugh and like outright just rolling, me trying to keep calm while being really inside, like enraged and being like, dang, like this is, do you feel me? Like I don't even need to explain to give you an example, but it really set me on fire. And so, um, when we have something like that happens, now those feelings are associated and attached with that experience. And so, not only did I repress the memory of it, I repressed doing the activity itself, because now I am to think, if you really think about it, when I would do it, those feelings would be invoked or evoked. And so without actually letting the experience happen, letting it flow through, like I was saying in the last video about release, then that energy gets trapped in the body. And then now it's stored and it's going to be within our memory. So anytime I think about sage or anything, I'm going to think about embarrassment or a resentment or anger or whatever feeling that I was feeling is going to be brought up. And so the mind, being the having the defense mechanisms that it does to protect us, it gives us, or it enacts this mode, and that's where repression comes in. So now I'm not dealing with that same like and that rush of emotion, but that's where the issue comes into play, because now we allow this safety mechanism to it becomes primary, and then it just keeps happening. So at first I was blaming all of this on them, and that's the irresponsible thing to do. One, I could have said no. But thinking what I thought, like, oh, okay, maybe da 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 da, and really wanting to be open, I tried it. But first and foremost, I could have said no. Second, is not taking personal and understanding where someone is in their consciousness is where they are able to meet you. And with that, you should be able to take it personal if you are at a certain level of consciousness. You understand that, and it may not be what you want, but again, if you're at a certain level of awareness, you will be able to acknowledge what was just stated, accept it, and that'll help you move on because you know what is for those at a specific place is for those people. So if you get it, you get it, you with it, you with it. If not, then why would you even fret? So I had to take responsibility and the not taking it personal, but in the most ultimate way that I should, and I had to learn to take responsibility, and I should have, and it's easier to do it in hindsight, but I didn't realize almost till even now, and that's why I'm doing this video is if if in being responsible as I am being now, I should have vocalized or expressed as opposed to honing in on my normal defense mechanism and shutting down, being quiet, not saying anything, and then just letting it go. I'm gonna say why, but in a second. But instead, I did shut down, and now the expression is something that I love, and a sacred practice of mine is getting repressed with the same expression that I repressed and I should have said. And so that is why it's very important that I realize I should have said something, and within that, if I did say something, I would have been able to release no matter what the next step was, whether it was like, I still want to F with you because, you know, I'll rock with you, or if it's like, hey, this is the end. Like, no matter what the next step of action is, expression is, and communication is primary in going either route. Not communicating is the worst thing because now you are holding something that is with you, and it will make you sick. It will cause dis-ease, and it will make you go in the opposite direction of what you are trying. If I express what I would have expressed, what I should have expressed, it frees and clears the space for everybody. So either one, they know, hey yo, this is sacred to me, this is real to me, and it won't be, this is not what that is, and it won't be disrespected as it is. And so not only do they know, but I would have on my end, and for my consciousness, it would have been said and stated like, yo, this is my discipline, this is what it is. I don't care if you do think it's funny or whatever it is, but you won't bring it this way. And it would have been to my consciousness letting it be known that I'm standing up and honoring what I honor already. So that should have been done in the first place, period. And if it is like, hey, I still rock with you, then it's still stated in what it is. Like, I'm gonna need the either I can't do this around you, and or something to the degree that this is not how it's going to end up going. And to continue, this is somewhat what it needs to be. And that is what was missing. And because of that, I continue to suffer. And repression is the expression of that. I did not say anything, and so therefore the action itself, the sacred ritual that I do, also went into, you know, withdraw and got repressed with the memory along itself. So it's very important for us to speak clearly and say what it is that we are needing to say, what we are intending to do. It's important to express whatever you need to express and clarify and state what you need to as best as possible, as you are able to, because nobody else will do so for you. And that is all that others have to go off of. And when you make it clear what your intentions are, what your purposes are, and what you will accept and allow, then there's nothing else for others to go off on. And even if they do veer off, then either they're going to still be in alignment with you, or they are going to be on another end. And so that's all I wanted to say for today on Wake and Wellness. Please have an amazing day, and thanks for tuning in. We're logging out.